Is everyone ready for the casual weeaboo seasonal anime roundup? I know I am. As 2018 has gotten off to a pretty strong start, I have a plethora of shows I've watched during the winter season with friends and on my own. So today we will be going over if I finished, dropped, or am still watching a certain anime. Some are still ongoing, however, I had a pretty good list for the winter season in my brain already. I will give each of these entries a rating upon further review as well. Also, a small spoiler warning. Dig It or Dropped is inspired by Digibro's Finish or Fail series, though this is also what I'll be doing like most AniTubers 4 times this year every season, weeding out the best of the best. Each one that wins the anime of the season will qualify as a nominee in my 2018 Anime of the Year Awards at the end of 2018. So let's kick it. Join me today as Land Anime presents Dig It or Dropped, the winter 2018 anime season. Let's start off strong on this, with one of the cutest and most lighthearted anime I've seen all year. The adorable time that was Mitsuboshi Colors. Not a lot of people gave this one a shot according to myanimelist.net, though that is fine. Comedy anime about lollies is kind of oversaturated nowadays. Just look at Comic Girls that is airing now in the spring season currently. Every season has at least one anime like this anymore. Mitsuboshi Colors really sold me every week because it never failed to make me smile. As someone who hates children, seeing elementary grade level children gave me pause at first, until I doubled back into this retarded toilet humor, dicking around, and bullying cops. The cuteness factor is turned up to 11 when it comes to all of the adults in this town, just going along with all of the Colors faction's bullshit. I would love to see this anime again one day. I have always been a huge fan of Studio Silverlink. I just want to thank them for adapting such a fun series this year. Final rating, 7.2 out of 10. Completed. Now, we get to the comedy anime of the winter season that seemed to be so loved and just totally goggled over so much. Unfortunately, I did not feel the same way. As to where Mitsuboshi Colors was legit humorous, this one is insufferable, repetitive, and fucking boring. We are talking about skilled teaser Takagi-san. The only reason I checked this anime out is because, 1, I was hoping it would be more romantic, also because Toho Animation had to shove it down our throats advertising it with 3 fucking videos every day on YouTube for months on end, to the point where I had to unsubscribe from them. Takagi-san is just a giant troll. It's just one of those things that she's good at. Though adds 4 skits an episode doing the same gag to her crush with a different tagline just was not funny to me. Not much else to say. If you want to watch this anime, don't watch more than 1 episode at a time. You will fall asleep on your couch like I did. Sadly, I wish I had those 12 weeks of my life back. Fuck Takagi-san and her giant forehead. Final rating, 5.1 out of 10. Completed. Now onto the wild card of this list. The daunting winter season anime that is ongoing that everyone either loves or hates. Darling in the Franxx is a unique work, at least I guess I can say that. Coming to us from not only Studio A1 Pictures, but also Studio Trigger. For those of you who don't know me, you understand that I am a huge Gainax and Trigger anime fanboy. With Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann and Space Patrol Luluko standing amongst the top of my list in the top 10 favorite anime of all time, Darling is just a bizarre and weird series to the point where I don't know what I'm in for. With only 1 episode under my belt, I'm not sure what to think. Everyone is goggling over 02, who I don't even find that hot. Hashtag Team Makoto from Takunomi. Anyone? Starbucks bitches are just my only waifus, I guess. Yet another case of teenagers having to pilot mecha robots with a twist to pilot them just to have a partner of the opposite sex for some reason. Cue the hints of butt fucking and giant robots. Hot enough, I suppose, but it's unfathomable for me to think that I may drop a Studio Trigger anime, though this may be a rare case. For now, I will leave it at that, as I continue to watch it. Rating so far, 7.5 out of 10. On whole, speaking of Makoto, and also Takunomi, let's jump into one of the funniest anime and the best times I've had with an obscure anime in years. It's Takunomi. Do you like drinking? Do you like 4 hot 2D anime girls getting sloshed together and advertising actual liquor from Japan? Well, Takunomi or Drink at Home is the anime for you. 12 episodes of just pure nonsense and amazing comedy. Fortunately, my pal Pedro picked this one out of our 3rd anime to watch weekly together for the last season, and my god did he hit it on the bullseye. Beyond the advertising, just seeing the alcoholic retards get slammed and have a good time made me wish I was in their shoes. Not much plot, I guess, to this show, just 4 grown women bonding and getting drunk. Also again, hashtag Team Epoch, fuck now. Sorry Pedro, I love you buddy. No. Final rating, 8.2 out of 10. Completed. Up next, we got the chibi slice of life show that I must have missed out on. I literally watched 1 episode today at work just to see what I was missing. The truth was, I didn't miss shit. As a slice of life fan, I can usually recommend the best of the best, even rare works like Yokohama Shopping Log. Well, the show I'm talking about now is Hakumei to Mikochi, a chibi slice of life centered around a beautiful background art and animation style, just show in general. It looks great. With 2 cute little 3-inch tall girls, sounds like fun at first, though this anime doesn't go far enough to make you care. Sure, it's cute, but when it comes to slice of life anime, it can't even touch the Kobayashi-san Shinome Dragons of the world, the Danagananis, or even the Oshiete Gakko-chans of the world. Final rating, 5.7, I guess? Drop time in 20 years. Cardcaptor Sakura has come home. With Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card-Hen. Being backed by the original voice cast and animation studio Madhouse, I'm excited to talk about this one briefly, as one I've only seen the first episode of again. I absolutely fell back in love with the magical girl who rocked my world in middle school. I'm still watching the original 70 episode run from the late 90s, and you can expect me to come back with the full analysis in both series in the future. Not much left to add since I just only watched the first episode just for the nostalgia trip, but I must say, having Sakura back feels so great. One of my favorite series of all time, and in my mind, the greatest Maha Shoujo series ever produced. I love Cardcaptor Sakura. I can't wait to see what adventures you take me on all over again. Truly a marvel in anime history. Rating so far, 8.5 out of 10. On hold. On deck is one of my weirdest fetishes. For my buddy and I on our anime weekly watching together, this one was my pick. Not only am I an anime Yuri fan, but the romance genre still stands as my favorite for years running at this point. This is the story of Citrus. An anime everyone threw off as being trashy and unwatchable. Sure, the CG students look like shit, but most of the time they look okay in my opinion. A lesbian romance anime that I had a great time with. They also just said fuck it. While we're at it, let's just make them stepsisters too. The show has a lot of sexual frustration and vibes of want and lust. I really think more people should check out Citrus if you're into Yuri anime. Also, a warning, it's melodramatic as fuck. But, you know, it does have its satisfying and cute lovable ending that those of you who are looking for a decent romance should look out for. Final rating, 7.4 out of 10. Completed. Now for probably the worst anime I've seen all year since Sengoku Nightblood. It's Beatless. As anime centered around future where these androids called Highs, I don't know, that are roaming around the country, with some weird stigma around them that is never explained. Amongst his 24 episode run, I only got about 10 weeks in before I tapped out. Adato, the main character, looks like he's just way younger than his actual age, which bothered the shit out of me. The story is non-existent. Only reason you should ever watch is because Lassia is sexy as fuck and has a giant cannon thing, and because Snowdrop just sucks power and shit to her pussy. I don't even know. This is literally nothing. This show is nothing. Studio Dio Media has a pretty shit track record and reputation at this point, making things like Problem Children and Miyoga. Final rating, 2.8 out of 10. Dropped. This next one may be the most unpopular opinion in all of this video. I don't think Pop Team Epic was that funny. With about 2 or 3 friends, we watched the first 4 episodes and laughed our asses off, I'll give it that. Then I got to episode 5 and just decided it wasn't funny at all anymore. Pop Team Epic is just a little too much if you ask me. Taking anime in a very low budget and just trying to make it an excuse to make memes in just a bizarre way, it's just not funny enough to me. Maybe one day I'll read the manga, but I really did not get into this anime. I don't know what it was going for. Final rating, 6.3 out of 10. Dropped. Now for the final 2 anime worth mentioning that I watched during the winter season. First up, an anime I kept up with in manga form in high school when I was looking for a great seinen and romance title. Koi wa Amagari no Yuni. This adaptation captured everything that makes this story beautiful. I love After the Rain more than you would ever know. Wit Studio killed it when it comes to the aesthetic that it was going for. With lots of symbolism of Akira Tachibana always being around the rain when Mr. Kondo is present. 45-year-old divorced author who feels as though his youth has slipped him by. Being a goofy, awkward, middle-aged dumb fuck, the 17-year-old falls for him, wanting the adult experience, wanting those adult feelings to flood her body. With Kondo acknowledging that being with a 17-year-old is wrong, no matter how much she reminds you of his youth, he just does not know. Love is ringing in the air. I cried during the finale. As the parallel of the 2 convictions showed off in a different way, it just really showed off what me and my significant other of the time were going through. The wants of these 2 reflecting what I was going through and capturing the aura in a different way really was an amazing experience. If I can say one thing, I won't soon forget the emotional roller coaster that Love is Like After the Rain took me on. Final rating, 8.7 out of 10. Completed. To end this, you all know what the final anime on here is. Kyoto Animation's visual juggernaut, Violet Evergarden. The studio that never fails to amaze me, seeing frame by frame what they are making animation capable of. Violet Evergarden is an anime that touched me so deeply that I couldn't help but fall in love with it. Luckily here in early July we are getting a final episode that I am anticipating heavily. Anime has grown so much since I was young. I'm proud to be a part of this community. It has so much passion, and that is exactly what anime is. Passion. The story follows Violet as she recovers post-war after losing both of her arms in a final battle with her major, Gilbert, who is the one who raised her. I'm biased in loving this anime because it's set in the Victorian era, which my favorite anime of all time is also. Go Sick. As a postal worker myself, it is really cool to see Violet justify her PTSD and get a post office job, writing letters for those who suck balls at writing themselves. Though that tone goes a lot further. She's trying to learn emotions. As someone who has raised in a war, she never learned that. Which is why in the final battle when Gilbert says that he loves her, she doesn't understand. Her journey to changing the lives of so many people, being so stern and honest and growing to understand what feelings are, and as well as learning to cry herself was so poetic and beautiful to me. Truly, Studio Kyoto Animation, out of over the 600 anime I've watched to completion, you have just made another series that is bordering on my top 30 already, which is not an easy feat. Final rating, 9.2 out of 10. Completed. If I could just give a message to Studio Kyoto Animation, if I could just say one thing to them, that would be, don't you fucking dare ever think that the anime community will ever forget Violet Evergarden. Because if, I guess I could say one more thing from my mind, I know that I'll never forget Violet and what she accomplished in her short 13-episode tenure. It was truly amazing. And with that, Violet Evergarden will advance to the Anime of the Year Awards at the end of 2018, where she will represent the winter season as the nominee in my 2018 Anime of the Year category. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be coming up here soon after I catch up on some spring season anime, and we'll be doing the spring roundup for the same thing. Thank you guys for listening.